Hello, hello. I'm Camden Walker for the Capital Weather Gang. We're at WashingtonPost.com/weather anytime you need us. We're watching radar tonight as little bits of wintry mix are happening with our rain, but it is turning to all rain tonight. We have no accumulation anywhere near the DC area except maybe Frederick, west of I-81 especially, and we'll show you in a moment where the winter weather advisories are. But we're keeping you posted at WashingtonPost.com/weather. I'm Camden Walker doing our 20-minute weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. David, good evening. And we have very few worries near the DC area, near the Beltway. It is mainly rain tonight and will continue to turn into all rain, steadier and sometimes maybe heavier late tonight. But this is a rain event for the I-95 corridor over near I-81. There is a winter weather advisory there in the purple. And at the highest elevations of the Appalachians, we see a winter storm warning where it is a wintry mix. It's ice, snow, freezing rain, sleet accumulating, but generally it's just a nuisance event, even along I-81 at times. So Ruth Lisa, no snow for the DC area in the forecast as it stands now. Good to see you. And Charlene, Glenville, Pennsylvania, reporting snow. Thanks for that report. I love that. Glow Blue, McLean, thanks for tuning in from Instagram, and Simon and Julius and HB and Bethany and Glow. Thank you very much for Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. We're doing all four of our social media channels tonight. And the temperatures this week, if you're curious and maybe a mild weather lover, Monday through Wednesday are your days. We should get into the 60s even on Tuesday before scaling back again a little bit on Wednesday. Thursday into the weekend, it turns closer to average, maybe a little below average, and chillier again. So be prepared for a little bit of a temperature roller coaster this week, and you'll notice the warm colorings of the 50s and 60s disappear there. Here it is on Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. Light coating on the grass in Purcellville of sleet and snow. Let me know, Paul and Julia. Picking up your daughter at Dallas at 8:30 really shouldn't be any issues. It's turning to rain in the region. Mike over in Shenandoah County, about a half inch of snow at the higher elevations there. Excellent. And David, I know it is Christmas is coming before long. Let's talk about that really, really briefly. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. We are looking at maybe a relatively average mid 40s is our average high temperature for Christmas. 5 to 10% chance climatologically of maybe seeing some snowfall, but it is not looking like that so far right now. The signals are pretty much for leaning above average temperatures and for precipitation. No clear signal, maybe leaning north of town below average. But right now, no cold, no snow is currently giving us giving us the holiday spirit closer to Christmas. So I was anticipating these questions and comments, and I'll look at that again when you talk to me next Sunday for our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat closer to Christmas holiday. That Wednesday, yes, is Christmas Day. So we still have 10 days to watch things just to get the details correct. All right, MD Cyclist, Mikhail and DDE, thanks for tuning in on Instagram, and Jay Kiss and Katerina, and Weather Dude Golf Guy. Love today's mini snow. Don't see any winter storm chances just yet before Christmas, but stay tuned. Something could sneak in with hopefully a little bit of warning, but so far, we are not updating our snow potential index, our SPI. Every day we update it at WashingtonPost.com/weather. It is currently at a 0 for indications of over the next 7 days of any accumulating snow. And I'm sorry to say, nothing around the I-95 corridor as it looks now. CB Stewart, Alicia, and Vicky, and Katmav, and Ash, thanks so much for tuning in. And Harper's Ferry, Preston's reporting in, got a little bit of snow. And Peg, I would love some cold and snow for Christmas. I am generally thinking that is not going to happen, but still some time for things to change 10 days out. And Paul reporting it started to sleet there in Purcellville, moved to snow, now back to sleet. Hi, Zimu. Thanks for tuning in from YouTube. And Rick, looks like you got some alerts in Fairfax, but you haven't seen any snow. Very good. We've been keeping you posted how it's mainly an I-81 corridor event at WashingtonPost.com/weather. And just to show you that we are, in the winter weather advisories in the purple here are well west of town. Maybe Winchester is the bonus area in Virginia, maybe seeing a half inch, maybe. And it looks like we've got about a half inch there in Shenandoah County. Thanks for reporting in on that, Mike. And we've got Scott saying bah humbug for no snow. Indeed, indeed. All right. And Scott, as we were talking about, so far, no clear signals for a white Christmas, but happy to review the extremes here on the bottom and the probabilities above. Generally in our area, 5-10% is the best probability in any given year, climatologically speaking, for a white Christmas, and leaning against much hope. Not very optimistic personally for seeing some snowflakes or even a little bit of dusting with snow lasting into Christmas Day 10 days from now and a couple of Wednesdays. So just keep that in mind. David, I agree. It is a fairly active weather week in the DC area. A little bit of a roller coaster ride with these temperatures. We kind of start mild to warm Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then temperatures cool Thursday, Friday into the weekend. And coming with these mild to warm temperatures, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, are some rain chances. Mainly nighttime hours is kind of okay for some of our recreation, our commuting. Can't, I don't want to say you should not have like a small travel pocket or purse umbrella Monday through Wednesday of this week. But generally speaking, the steadiest, heaviest, moderately heavy rains, if we see any, are generally in the nighttime hours tonight, into Wednesday night, perhaps. So I think we even see some sun on Tuesday, Thursday. Those are potentially our sunniest days this week. So let's look at the precipitation pattern this week, and here the cloud patterns are below me. It's generally nighttime rains for the first part of the week through midweek. And I think Tuesday daytime and Thursday daytime, we have the potential for some partly sunny conditions. So, with the shortest days of the year, you're probably like me. Don't want clouds shrouding these short days of the year. So, look forward to some, probably not completely, but some bright skies on Tuesday and Thursday this week. And overall, should we see some precipitation chances, especially Monday through Wednesday of this week, they stick to nighttime hours and generally liquid, generally not wintry precipitation. You have to go well west and north of town for any of that in the coming week. So, overall, amounts of rain are moderate. We'll take this, right? I mean, we have half inch to maybe an inch and a half in some of the luckier spots in the pinks here in the region over the next 7 days. And we still need it. We're still in severe drought in the darker orange in the region and the greater Potomac River corridor. So we need every drop we can get of this precipitation. And I'm pleased to see some in the forecast. But as we were talking about, Christmas in about 10 days' time is not looking likely for much yet, at least. No signals really for major cold or major snow by any means. If anything, and this starts looking at kind of the near medium term averages, we're leaning above average for temperatures next work week, which includes Christmas, a shortened work week. And precipitation is also not really leaning either way. Maybe, if anything, north of town, it's leaning with slight probability for below average precipitation. So that is my report for all of us wanting, cold and snow for Christmas. If I had to pick a temperature regime, I'm thinking maybe 40s. 40s are generally what I would kind of think about in 10 days for Christmas Day on that Wednesday, but we'll see as we get closer. We will see. Here's forecast at a glance for the nearer term this work week. Right above me, the forecast I've updated at our new format at washingtonpost.com/weather here at the top. Please see all the details on wintry mix, generally west and north of town in the highest elevations. That's where we're seeing the winter weather advisories in the purple. Maybe parts of the I-81 corridor see maybe a half inch of snow, a tiny glaze of ice, and maybe a little bit of sleet. But it's generally a nuisance event, if anything, in the winter weather department. And we'll continue to watch radar tonight. It's an all rain event, even after some little pellets and snowflakes, non-accumulating pellets and snowflakes and wintry mix were coming in as the rain started this afternoon, but it's an all rain evening and overnight. Could get steady and moderately heavy after midnight, especially tonight. So we need this rain. This is great. And we'll look at temperatures in this week, which the rain chances Monday through Wednesday kind of come with mild to warm temperatures. And we get drier and cooler Thursday, Friday into the weekend, it looks like, as of right now. All right, April, talking about teachers with outdoor recess this week. I think Tuesday, Thursday, might be the sunnier, drier days. I don't want to eliminate shower chances Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. And if you have a risk aversion to getting wet, anyone that has to be outside during the daytimes, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I do not want to say it'll be completely dry, but rain chances are interestingly focused on nighttime hours so far. We have a decent chance for dry periods, if not maybe entirely dry days if you can dodge a couple showers Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but drier chances for Thursday daytime and Friday daytime as well. That's after the cold front moves through. We should dry out, get a little sunnier, hopefully, especially Thursday. So outdoor recess looks okay, but a little bit of a soggy week, especially nighttime hours, Ruth Elisa, Monday through Wednesday. So I love that for commuting and recreation and outdoor plans for the daytime hours, Monday through Wednesday. But I think stray showers, a couple few showers, still possible. I personally, if I really needed to stay dry, I can't handle a few couple raindrops spitting at me on the daytimes, Monday through Wednesday. I would carry a small umbrella with me. But I'm encouraged by the signals that are focusing on the nighttime hours into the middle part of the week. That's when rain chances are generally focused on nighttime hours. So soggy, yes, but you might not notice it if you don't go out during nighttime hours this week, Ruth Elisa. Proctor and Kelly, thanks for tuning in. Hoya, thanks for tuning in on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, X, and YouTube as well. Anytime you need us, we're at WashingtonPost.com/weather. And it's really good seeing all of you. And hi, Carol. No problem just tuning in. No snow in the near future around the DC area. So if you're hoping not, you are in good shape. We will keep you posted if anything changes. We have our snow potential index, which is currently sitting at a 0 for chances of accumulating snow over the next 7 days. So we'll, of course, keep you posted at the Capital Weather Gang at WashingtonPost.com/weather as we get closer. Good to see you, Saturato and Latest and Lady and Bush. And let's see, Vegan on X. Major snow was only a slight signal, and we've kind of been keeping track of that. It had to be answered since, of course, social media was going crazy for some of our potential winter storm in the upcoming week and weekend. But the signals completely are low and very mixed signals. So please don't put any major stock and confidence in a winter storm anytime soon. But not saying a small, medium storm could, sneak into the weather models over the coming 10 days. I just don't think that's any sort of a confidence scenario as it stands now. All right, Kenny's reporting from Martinsburg. 2 inches of snow near Martinsburg. All right, we all need to head west into West Virginia, Kenny. And I'm sorry, Lewis. Good. Let's see. Good to see you, and no worries about your keyboard. And Paul, snow. Let's see. Driving in the snow should not be an issue around the DC area anytime over the next 10 days. As it looks now, it's a rain event turning into all rain tonight, even with some non-accumulating sleet mixing in earlier today as the precipitation started. All right. Oh, Donna, good to see you from Iowa. And Paul, thanks so much for tuning in. Be careful if you are driving to Pennsylvania. There's a little bit of more snow up there this week if that's where you're going. Excellent. Indeed. All right, Scott, no snow indeed. And Peter, good to see you. And J Rig and Kristen and Vino Vakat and Co Brown. And David, this isn't a grapple right now. This is if you're seeing pellets in this type of atmospheric environment, it is actually sleep pellets we're seeing with the way the atmosphere is layered this evening. So, not grapple, not. There's no convective nature to these clouds. There's no vorticity in the atmosphere at the mid levels. And Lewis, no drones are expected in the forecast right now. And hello, Stephen Culpepper. Just returned from Manassas. Some snow in the car there in Culpepper. Good report. Thank you very much. And William, you've got a cold rain. Let me know where you're located. You're likely along and east of I-95. Where let's look at radar again. It is a rainy event, even if we are seeing some non-accumulating wintry mix with some of the rain. The region is overall warming a couple degrees further this evening and overnight hours. It is a wet rain event around the Beltway and along and east of I-95 tonight. You have to go way north and west of town to even see a nuisance wintry mix of sleet, snow, freezing rain along the I-81 corridor. Some reports, I think we have West Virginia, Martinsburg coming in with 2 inches. We have Shenandoah County coming in with a half-inch report. Maybe Winchester, I think, will have about a half inch or so. but it's very light, even along the I-81 corridor. It's Laura, Vinovacat, and Peter Churchill, and a Sherry. Good to see you on Neon Flight. And Andy Wilson, good to see you there on Instagram, X, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, X, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're on all four of our social media channels tonight. And William reporting from Burke with some rain. Excellent. Really good to get that verification that, as we're seeing on radar, we generally have a very soggy evening ahead. Warming temperatures even above 40 degrees, so any wintry mix coming down with this rain as it turns to all rain this evening. And we're going to get steadier and maybe slightly heavier rain before all is said and done uh, near sunrise. But in showers, maybe a couple showers tomorrow, but it's looking like some of us might have a fairly dry day tomorrow. All right, we have looked at the temperatures this week. Let's look at precipitation, which might amount to a half inch, maybe an inch and a half in the luckiest locations. So that's great news because we still have a severe drought in the greater Potomac River corridor in our region. In the darker orange, that's the D2 level drought. That is severe drought. Even worse over in the Delmarva and southern New Jersey. So count ourselves a little bit lucky, but we need all these drops, all these raindrops. It is looking like liquid precipitation this week around the DC area. No snow in the forecast, which I keep getting that question as we get closer to Christmas. But it is unfortunately not looking like a white Christmas. Overall probabilities, climatologically speaking, are 5 to 10% chance for our DC area. And we're starting to get the signals into next week, into the medium term signals for temperatures leaning a little, slight probability for an above average lean in temperatures, and no clear signal on precipitation for next week. If anything, you look north of town, there's that slight probability for below average precipitation. So if you wanted a white Christmas, you'd want to see a strong signal, high probability for colder than average air, and a strong signal for above average precipitation. But we don't have either of those. I am sorry, snow lovers, white Christmas lovers. Never a high chance around here, but I thought I would cover that with you this evening. So, clouds coming with precipitation this week. Generally, nighttime precipitation is the main focus for the nighttime hours, and that's great news. But I think clouds are around more days than not, more often than not, even during the daytime hours when we could be fairly dry despite shower chances continuing Monday through Wednesday. But if I had to peg what the sunniest days, the brightest days, with some mix of clouds and sun might be, Tuesday is bright, Thursday's looking fairly bright. But this time of year with a low sun angle, it's clouds can win over pretty darn easily. They can't be burned off by stronger sunshine in the summertime, for instance. All right, let's review for you. The PM update is out there at the top at WashingtonPost.com/weather. I'm Camden Walker for the Capital Weather Gang. Anytime you need us, we're at WashingtonPost.com/weather, and this is our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A 20-minute chat on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Good to see all of you, and Dawn, and Ruth, Lisa, and Michael. Christmas week is leaning above average, Michael, for temperatures, and no clear signal on precipitation either way. So trying to keep expectations managed, and I'm personally pessimistic that we see any cold or snow in time for Wednesday next week. But remains to be seen. We could have something sneak in here still. There's time for, a small system to get its way in here for maybe some wintry, maybe precipitation. But I'm generally not, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. Mrs. Schenker and Katie and Aisel and Jivulin and Heather and Takima and Liza and Allison, thanks so much for tuning in on Instagram. I think I've caught up on all the questions and comments there. And I want to talk to Tom here on Facebook. Let's see, January, February has some low, moderate signals at best for snow. So just like for the white Christmas prospects, I want to keep expectations managed. And this is kind of my low bar for managing your expectations for not only Christmas, but for January and February as well, Tom. Paul, good to see you there in Purcellville. You've got 1.55 inches of rain over the past week. That's great news. That is some great news. Hopefully we can keep at it and dent this drought, which is persistent in our area. All right, so drought is here. Precipitation is welcome this week, generally liquid form of precipitation, focused on Monday through Wednesday, and maybe even doubly focused on nighttime hours more than daytime hours for the first half of the week. And the drought is still severe around the region, the darker oranges, so we can use it. Clouds generally more dominant than not this week, but I think Tuesday and Thursday might be our relatively brightest days. Mix of clouds and sun, but leaning bright, leaning at least partly sunny. Taylor, good to see you. And Michael, good to see you too. Merry Christmas. I will see you next Sunday, everyone, for our weekly Sunday sunset chat then. Good to see you, Dawn and David and Michael and Tom. And we'll keep you posted on things as we get closer to Christmas. It's only in climatological terms 5 to 10% probability of a white Christmas. But as we have talked about, and here's some Christmas extremes for you, I lean toward maybe average mid 40s temperatures, but I think dry for Christmas. But stay tuned as we get closer for more specifics. But generally speaking, next week is leaning slight probability for above average temperatures and no real clear precipitation signals either way for next week. So we'll keep those expectations managed, and by the time you talk to me next Sunday, we should have a more clear, more detailed answer on how Christmas weather looks. But for now, it's a wet night. Maybe wet nights to come up through Wednesday night before a cold front moves through. So stay warm out there, stay dry. Do consider a small umbrella with you during the daytime hours, Monday through Wednesday. Even though I think daytime hours are leaning drier than not, can't rule out some stray showers and raindrops for you. We could still get a little bit wet. So be glad that our commutes and our outdoor activities are at least not too much impacted, since nighttime chances are where the rain might stay in the nighttime hours for the upcoming first half of the week. Winter, Iber, and Ruth Elisa and David, thank you all for tuning in to Philosopher's Terrace. That's great in winter. All right, we'll see you next week.